This is the MMO Show, episode 10, recorded on Thursday, September 3rd, 2015.
Okay, now Slurms is going to edit it to the right number, and then you're going to read it again.
I changed it.
Yeah.
Not my fault.
You did the show notes. It's not my fault.
I read, you can't put, I read whatever is on the card.
You read whatever's in front of him.
Who did this?
Take two.
Damn it, who put a question mark?
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep going. Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Listen, you have an enormous erection.
This is true. This is the MMO Show, episode 11, recorded on Thursday, September 3rd, 2015.
All right, party people.
We're playing as life allows and podcasting about it. It's the MMO Show.
That's not good.
No.
We ready?
All right, ready?
You started!
So, welcome to the MMO Show, episode 11. I'm going to let Slurms do this, but I just started it off anyway.
She can't stop.
I can't stop. I got to get going.
Coming in too hot.
So, tonight we have a Jason. It's not the normal Jason you are used to. Tonight we have Jason from the Fluxtaposed, the new and improved Jason.
Jason 2.0.
I'll deny saying that if you tell on me. From the Fluxtaposed podcast.
We have it recorded.
Hi, it is I. I'm back.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm pretty well, all things considered. So what's the drink of the evening?
I have a Centennial IPA by Founders Brewing Company here in Grand Rapids.
Ooh.
Yes. I needed something potent to get through a family reunion last weekend, so.
So this is the last one you have.
Exactly. This is, it's my family. It's really weird. Just, I'm going to segue off into this for just real briefly, but we go and we all sit in our separate groups. Don't intermingle, eat, and leave. Same way every year. It's
So you don't actually
there's not much
reunion.
union.
Yeah. There's no reuniting with anybody except for other people you came with.
Yeah.
And the people you
weird.
see all the time anyway. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
I think you've perfectly explained how a family reunion works.
Yeah, I think most people do that.
You have like a weird uncle?
I'm probably going to be that weird uncle. I mean, let's be honest here.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as there's one in the family, that's all that matters.
There's a quota.
It's a reunion requirement.
Yeah.
All right, Shannon.
I might be the weird uncle. I don't think I have one. Hi, I have a Pinot Grigio.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any specific brand, or is it just the label
so
just says
cheap.
Pinot Grigio?
It's so cheap, I don't want to tell. It's really bad. It's just awful. I like it.
Hey, it does the trick. I had such a good time last weekend.
Did you?
I did. And I enjoyed the Coney Island hard root beer so much that I bought more of it.
I still have like 10 of those down in my
I need to get my hands on some of that.
What did you do last weekend, Slurms?
What did I do? If you remember from last week's show, which was kind of abbreviated, because I had to go up and visit my friends Jason and Shannon, and we did a football draft.
We did.
NFL football draft.
We did.
And it was quite a lot of fun. I think what we have total 12 teams. 2 people didn't show up.
Yeah.
But I think everything went very smooth. It was your first time as commissioner.
It is, and I don't know what I'm doing.
But you did well.
Thank you. If you would like to follow our shenanigans on Twitter, when I remember to post them, you can follow that at SACPAC _. And it's the SACPAC is our league name. Yeah, and I totally made it up on a spur of the moment thing a long time ago, and I gave the league a chance to change it, but I told them if you just don't like it and you don't have any other suggestions, fuck you. Like, don't come here and make me sit here for an hour while you say, but I
wasn't
don't
that your
like
opening
it.
speech for the draft?
Yes, it was, because I hate that whenever you get these people who bog things down because they don't like something, but they're not offering anything of value themselves. And so it's like, if you don't like it, you have nothing better to contribute than shut up. I'm done with you. We're just moving on.
I think if you have a better idea.
Yeah, if you have a better idea, I'll throw anything else in there. But everyone was like, leave it, screw it, it's fine. They didn't care. So, I mean, we've got some weird.
All that matters is that we crush each other somehow.
I'll be crushed, but
I think you're doing okay.
My team's pretty good.
I think it's pretty good.
Well, but see, isn't that the way that always goes? Like, I've always heard, like, people think they got, like, this great team, and then crazy things happen, and it's like...
That's the beauty, because that, you know what, I'm not a really, really avid NFL watcher. I was for a few years, but I've never been as much into watching football as I was a couple years ago when we did the last draft. And that really gets you into watching, and it really kind of gets you more emotional about it because you can watch the guy that's your quarterback or your running back you're just hoping that they're doing something good, and whenever they really fuck something up, you're just pissed.
It sounds fun.
Yeah.
I saw the logo. I love it.
Thank you. I didn't make it. I stole it and edited it. So it was one of those T-shirts, that you like a $10 24-hour deal T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I modified it. I put the football in the background, and I obviously put Sack Pack on there and put Fantasy Football League instead of whatever it was at the point at that time. And I got Football for Dummies, so I can know what's happening. I've had this checked out for like a month, maybe 2. I have not read it yet.
There's one thing we didn't do.
Oh God, what did we not do?
We
did a lot of stuff. We had the cake.
Well, you had a cake. She ran for snacks before this whole thing got going. Came back with a cake, which was shocking enough because I'd never heard of a Fantasy Football League cake.
It was a Fantasy Football League cake.
But inscribed on this cake was "Let's get drunk," and that was beautiful.
Oh, I did see that. Okay, now it all makes sense. And I did see the cake.
There's the trophy. Steve made the trophy,
and we did what the cake told us to do.
Most people did for the most part, yeah. But yeah, and you made the trophy. You can see it in the picture for people watching at home. But
point of contention.
Oh, what's wrong?
We never named the trophy.
Ooh.
We didn't name the trophy. All right. Well, we got a lot done.
Yeah, we did.
Screw you.
That's something to keep in the back of our minds when we named that trophy.
Okay, we should move on.
We should move on. Before we get into topics, and it sounds like we might have 2 topics, but
one's really small, I think. But.
One's real small. The topic for the night is going to be about exploration in MMOs, with another side topic about being a newbie in MMOs. But before we get into there, let's really quickly recap what we've been doing this week in the MMO space. And I'll start with Shannon. What's up?
Playing EverQuest.
You were still playing EverQuest. We didn't get an update from you last week, but Brent is still playing EverQuest.
You know, I have yet to play with him or Devil Turn Up in game.
Yeah?
I can't keep... I don't know where they are. I don't know what's going on. I told him... No, I never find them on when I'm on. And I don't really... because the way EverQuest is... They don't tell you when your friends come online. You have to actually type a who and then their name, every character name to see if that character's online. So honestly, I don't really look that often because it's a pain in the butt, And so yeah, but I did join a guild. Did I mention that last time I was on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And they're really nice, and they're always doing this high end stuff that I don't know what they're doing. But when they're
have fun over there.
Yeah, when they're not doing that, a couple of them will just run over to where I am and just buff the bejesus out of me, and I just run around killing stuff that's tombstone to me. And it's like, yay! I am almost level 11 because due to illness and hosting football parties and things, I didn't actually play for it was over a week, that I didn't play at all. So
were you itching?
Yeah.
I mean, not from the poison ivy, but
I didn't. But poison ivy's long gone. But yeah, this was just regular illness.
Yeah, the MMO illness.
The MMO illness. Yeah. But yeah, I was really wanting to get back into it. I can't wait to get home and play it and stuff like that. I've been cheating on MMOs. We'll talk about that later. What have you been doing, Steve?
I've still been playing mostly Final Fantasy.
What's with us?
What's with what?
We've been playing an MMO for a month solid.
Yeah, I know. This is weird because if this this show was called Multiplaying, we would not have been playing those games at all. We'd be on like the 5th different MMO by now.
If we were trying to run a guild, we would be on the
that guild would be like, what happened to the leadership?
Well, we're over here now.
They left.
Yeah, you gotta keep up.
What's that?
They gotta keep up.
Yeah. No, I've still been enjoying it, really kind of taking it slow, and I think I had the same thing with coming up to visit you guys this past weekend, and then kids' school starting up, so that's just chaotic. I've been very tired at night. I've not been diving in as much as I'd like, but I am getting close to level 40. I think I'm just about to hit 39 with my scholar in the game, and I'm at the point now where I actually went to a new zone, and it's been a while since I've been in a completely new zone to me. So that was pretty exciting. Like I love new scenery. I mean, we'll get back into that a little bit more later with the exploration topic, but still enjoying it. I've actually went on a little vision quest or whatever you want to call it for triple triad cards, which is that card game that's inside the game. And I'm at 29 cards, and once you get the 30th card, it actually like opens up the number of like uncommon or rare cards that you can have in your hand. So I just need that one more card, but I'm having a hard time finding one or getting one to drop. So, but that's a totally stupid little side quest of mine. Other than that, other than Final Fantasy, I fired up Guild Wars 2, but didn't play very much at all. There is a Mordrum event coming. This is kind of newsy.
What is that?
I'm not real sure. It says something about on the site, real short story, but basically it sounds like invasions by the minions of Mordermoth, which is the dragon that is involved in the almost said Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Thorns, Heart of Thorns expansion that's coming next month. So I'm not, again, if you're interested, go to guildwars2.com and check it out. Where there's more news with Guild Wars 2 coming later in the show.
Why don't you just cover it now?
We could. Hey,
I mean, we're talking about it. Just put it all together.
Guild Wars 2 is free.
It's totally not free.
What?
It's kind of free.
You can play that game for free.
Yeah, you can play most of the game for free. Like, isn't there a lot of restrictions on it?
Well, there's like bag restrictions. There's
Star Wars Old Republic's restrictions on it.
It's pretty much like that. I don't know. I don't think they did anything with the XP though. I could be wrong, but
that's true. It's not that bad.
You're limited to the number of characters. You're limited to the number of bags. You cannot buy and sell on the trading post, I believe.
You can't talk.
You can't talk with people like a map chat.
It's an MMO, so
yeah. You cannot send mail, so that kind of a lot of the stuff that they did, and if you look over what they did,
I understand why. Yeah,
it's for bots. It's for restricting so that people can't just make a bunch of accounts and farm and then try to sell gold.
Yeah, it all makes sense.
It totally makes sense.
Really hard for the good people who just want to play, and I'm sure if if they could have released all the game, to the good people and kept out the bots somehow, they would have. But
totally,
they could. Well, never mind.
Overall, I like the idea. I think it's good right before the expansion for them to do that. I think that how they're doing it is good. It's a good, hey, if you want a full-on opened up demo of the game, here you go. You can check it out as much as you want with a character, and if you're liking what you're seeing, drop the $10 or $20 and just buy the whole core game. Yeah. I think it's a really good idea. The only qualm, I think I tweeted something about it. My initial worry wasn't even that, they're ruining the game. Like, there's tons of people that are just pissed about the whole thing.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, it totally makes sense. You'd want to get you want to sell like a ton of these expansions, and you're going to have people who haven't tried the game who might now try the game with the expansion. They might get the hype bug, and for whatever reason, maybe they were into another game at the time.
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of
you need the base game.
A lot of the anger seemed to be around the that old chestnut of, oh, I paid full price for this thing. Why should somebody else get it?
And you got 3 years of awesome game out of it.
We've gone around that subject before. It's ridiculous. My only concern, my initial, the only thing that kind of flagged that I wasn't sure if I liked with Guild Wars 2 is known for having an amazing community.
Yeah.
And I had a slight worry in the back of my head. Well, if they're going to open it up to anybody that just wants to download the game, is that going to affect the community?
Yeah,
I worry about that. But then after I tweeted that and after I thought about it, I looked at all the restrictions that they put in place. I hadn't even looked over that stuff yet. And looking over it and how much it is restricted, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. So
yeah.
And true to form.
Yeah, go ahead.
True to form with how well known the community is for being a good community. As soon as they announced it, and as soon as they opened it up for people to start downloading the game, people were going to the starter areas and lining up and standing by to help people out, just to wow. Hey, if you have questions, let me know. Just ready and waiting. Part of that's because the community is so good, and I think part of it's because there's nothing going on in the game right now.
Yeah.
Oh God, something to do. Thank you, ArenaNet.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the news with that.
I don't know. There's always something to do. There's no event happening right now, and people got so used to them having those monthly events for the longest time, and then the living story events for the longest time, and there's been this lull, but there's still tons to do in the game. I mean, it's really
but if you are one of those people that have always kept up with the game, once those events all stopped, the only stuff to really go after is, okay, if you want to farm stuff for legendaries, or okay, if you want to
you can still do legendaries,
doing fractals to get fractal levels up.
Dub v Dub's still out there. I mean, there's still lots.
There was nothing fresh.
No, okay. But you know how we talked about the roller coaster tycoon with Grok when he was on? And how those people just keep playing that game over and over and over and over and over.
Yo, yeah.
You know what I mean? This is how fickle we are.
No, I know, and totally. And that's just from my perspective, because I think of Hunter from Hunter's Insight. The last time I kind of was more into playing when Guild Wars 2, I had mentioned something about a piece that I was kind of wanting to go for, and he's like, "Well, just do it then. Just farm all the stuff and do it." And I was like, it's kind of, that'll take me forever and it'll bore me, and then I'll just get sick of the game. I like just going and doing things and experiencing the new stuff, and that's why I've still never, it's I don't know, it's kind of a maybe a hypocrisy. It's why I've still not quite got 100% map completion in the game, because I've experienced so much around any of the areas that to go and do all the finite things to get map completion just seems kind of boring to me. I'm trying to just squeeze blood from a stone.
I get you.
Okay.
I like doing map completion, but I get kind of bored with it. But that doesn't bother me as much as dailies. I never do my dailies.
Oh no!
To me, that's just a chore list that someone left for me to do, and I'm as soon as I see it, I don't even care if it's something I want to do. I'm I don't want to do it now.
Walk in, it's just sitting on the counter.
I have issues with authority. Yeah, it's no, I'm not doing any of that. So
no, fuck you, you do it.
Yeah. Now, if I happen to complete one accidentally, fine, but I don't ever.
That was actually one of the things I liked, and it's the Guild Wars arena that changed Guild War 2's dailies a bit. But at one time, the way that they were set up, it felt a lot more natural to me. I would go in and do just other things, and they would get done. It's okay, cool, yeah, I got my daily, sweet. Laurels, yay. But yeah, we don't have to keep dragging on and squeezing blood from the stone. I know, we're boring, Jason. Have you been playing any MMOs, Jason?
No.
It's weird how I was really into Guild Wars Guild Wars 2 when I was playing it, and then I had 2 or 3 other people I was playing with regularly, and I got to a point where because every time I would go to a zone, I'm okay, I want the map completion, I want all the skills, I want everything, and then I got to this one mob I couldn't solo, and none of my friends were on, and it just had worked when I had tried. I couldn't get any help for it, so I died a couple times trying to solo it, and I was well, I don't want to move on until I do this, and I just stopped playing, and that was like 3 months ago. So I just walked away from it, and it sucks because I was having fun, but it's like that one little hurdle I just never jumped over. It was like what kicked me out of the rotation.
Really?
But no, that was the last MMO I played. I haven't. Every once in a while, when you guys were talking about Star Wars, like, oh, I should at least finish one of the class storylines. One, never happened.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Not yet, but it's free to play.
We went back to the game in order to do that and couldn't do it.
And didn't do it. So, yeah. Well, yeah, because smart me didn't continue on with the trooper that I had at level 44. I started over. That's what I do.
I have a bounty hunter that's like, what's the level cap now? Was it originally like, what, 55 or...
I think it's 55 right now, but it was 50.
50.
Right?
I think I have I have a bounty hunter that's like 48 that was on Hoth, and then that close to being done.
I had started a bounty hunter because pretty much when we went back, everyone went evil. So I was like, all right, I can, trooper's good. So I
was a good Sith.
Huh?
I was a good Sith.
I was a good bounty hunter. But you know what I mean? It was the other side.
Yeah.
So does that mean you were like an emo Sith? If you were like,
I think so.
Happy.
Yeah. Cutting myself with this lightsaber.
Doing good things. I don't know.
Goodness.
But no MMOs for me. I haven't really played a whole lot, much of anything too recently.
But you've been. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
we didn't really
that's the later stuff.
We didn't really cover Jason and Fluxtaposed very well. Or very much. Or
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Aw. So I guess if you're not aware, Jason's been on the show when it was multiplaying. You were on for our grand finale episode of multiplaying, which was so awesome.
It was.
And he is a fellow podcaster, and his one show is called Fluxtaposed, and the other one is called the Holocron Council, right?
Yeah, that finally reappeared after like 2 or 3 months off.
Yeah.
We finally did an episode last week. So
there's nothing wrong with taking a hiatus and coming back.
No.
Whenever
Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Yeah. I think 1 year we had like 7 episodes total.
But like when you guys do a hiatus, though, it's like you come back as something brand new and you start all over again.
Sometimes not. I don't know. I guess. We've done a few.
I really wish like Battle of the Beer, that's on hiatus too, and I really wish that would come back, but Lucas just had a baby.
Little baby Axl Rose, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Got to meet him yesterday. So
that's not really his name.
Seriously, how did I not come up with that
name? Yeah.
Yeah, why did I not make that joke 9 months ago?
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed in myself. So that's kind of going to change. I mean, we had a broken camera for a while too, and then our camera guy has been busy with film projects left and right. So, yeah, just summer just gets, you want to do stuff, not sit in my basement and drink beer and record it,
I want to sit in the basement.
That doesn't sound too bad.
I know, it doesn't sound that bad.
We actually did that last weekend.
There's a bunch of Star Wars stuff down here. I mean,
yeah. All right. So check his show out. They cover more like geek culture in the realm of movies and TV shows.
We
and
try. It always goes back to games, though.
You did play some games, not as MMO based as we are here, though.
Correct.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Different topics, but good stuff. All right, there. I did that part, Steve. You can go ahead and continue the other thing.
That was fun.
Sorry.
Get into some topic.
Topic time.
You want to talk about
Topic Town.
Some exploration.
Yeah.
Because you like exploring in MMOs.
I guess that's why I preferred to talk about this topic, because I wrote something up on the MMOshow.com.
Ooh.
Did you know that, Shannon?
No.
Oh, I wrote a blog post.
Shut up. Really?
I did. Totally, yes.
Let me see.
No, you don't think
I don't believe this.
No, you didn't.
It was kind of speaking back to Guild Wars 2. Yeah, look at that. And talking about how I'm not quite pre-ordered or sold on the pre-order of Heart of Thorns yet.
Oh my.
Huh?
I said, oh my.
Oh my. I kind of been for a while now against the whole pre-ordering thing because I've been burned so many times, but even on top of that, like when they first announced Heart of Thorns, I was sold that yes, this is something I want. But as time's gone on, I've gotten less and less excited about it. I don't have the excitement there that I thought I would, even with it only being like a month and a half away at this point. And part of it, a small part of that is that from what we've seen, and this has been talked about numerous times, but from what we've seen, there's not a lot of new space. The few zones that we know about that are in the expansion, they do have different levels of elevation to them. That's one of the big selling points. But I don't know, for some reason, that doesn't do anything for me.
Can I be honest? That just seems like you've taken a zone, turned it into a jumping puzzle, and made it a pain in the ass to get around.
Possibly.
In my opinion, like, that's just... Oh, the cat is climbing my chair. I'm really sorry.
Just like a jumping puzzle.
Yeah. The cat would like it. But sorry. I thought he was using it as a scratching post and I was going to have to yell at him. But no, he's just climbing it.
That's why Ritlock Brimstone was the first one to go in, because he is a Char, and Char a cat, and he wanted to climb that jungle.
He does want to climb that jungle. That makes sense.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm the whole idea. I want to go to that place and see it, but I have this fear like I'm gonna see it all too quick, and I'm probably completely wrong. That's why I kind of said in the post that I kind of still want it, but it's gonna be one of those things that it's probably gonna just be out, and I'm gonna see it and be shown how wrong I am, and then be sold on it. But with that in mind, the reason for our topic this evening is exploration. I personally love exploration. Some of my favorite moments in MMOs aren't from completing a dungeon. They aren't from a specific quest or anything. They are from going into a new area and just being dumbfounded by how beautiful something was set up, or just how big something was. That was one of the things that drew me to Guild Wars 2, is because when they had that first video come out and they were showing like all the sketch designs for the world that were all like paintings and then being ripped apart, and then this is actually what it's going to look like in the game, and it was like one for one what they were drawing up, and that was just really cool to me, because rarely do you ever see designs for a game or the actual end game come so close to the design work. And it's something that I've enjoyed in Guild Wars 2 and other games, like even thinking back to like Dark Age and going just how big some of those areas were in the game, and traveling through them via horse or foot or whatever it may be, and just feeling that immersion of being in that space and feeling like it is something big. But I don't know how you guys feel as far as MMO exploration. Like, is that a draw for you, or is
not at all? I completely disagree with this whole thing. My thing in an MMO is I like to go in with a group where we all know how to play together, and we go in and run the show, whether it's a dungeon or a PvP team situation. Like I like getting through something with my friends, and the best is when you barely survive by the skin of your teeth, but you still survive and you just all kicked ass, and it's like, that's what I live for in MMOs.
Yeah.
But in terms of exploration, I guess I hate being felt like I'm pathed. I hate being felt like I can't stand invisible walls. Like, that's a problem for me. Yeah, that's a problem for me in EverQuest, that like you do run into the invisible wall and stuff like that, and the tunnels. So yeah, it's important that I could explore if I choose to go in a direction. But for me, it's more about like map building. If a map's just built in a frustrating way for me to get around, just to be frustrating, or just to herd me in a certain way, I don't like that. If I can really tell that it's just...
So I'm trying to think of a really heavily instanced MMO. Like the one that comes to mind is Guild Wars 1. But I'm trying to think of any other ones. Like, what other MMOs can you think of that were like heavily instanced, that, and if that actually affected like your liking of the game, or is that kind of a side thing in comparison? I'm trying to think.
I only would play Guild Wars 1 in spurts because it was very lonely for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I didn't have a community there, so
Right.
I would
I know
play
we
it.
started it up at one time, like all as a group, and we're going through some of the story content. That was fun.
That was the week we did that. That was fun.
Remember that one.
But I do like if I'm totally on my own and it's like if I'm running around, it's like I want to go over there. If I find out I can't get there for some reason, that ticks me off. Like I do want to be able to go wherever I want. So I don't know. I don't totally disagree with you. It's just not my pull.
Right. So
What do
you
you
don't
think?
have you don't have a. Okay, yeah, you kind of already explained it. You don't have a poll to it, so you don't really have like a one in particular that you can think of. Like, yeah, I really loved in this MMO to just run around and do random shit.
I had a friend in Dark Age of Camelot, and she liked to explore.
Yeah.
So, but she liked to group and explore. So she would, like, whenever I would pop on, she'd send me a tell. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I just logged in. I don't know yet." And she's like, "Come with me." And I'm like, "Okay." And so we would go as a duo into all these new areas. So I got what I liked out of it because we were as a team going in and just clearing as much of this new map as we could, like seeing how much we could get through at our levels. And she liked it because she was exploring. And so, like, I do like exploring with somebody. I just don't like doing it solo.
Gotcha.
I'm not a solo player.
And see, maybe that's part of the thing is I kind of am.
Yeah, you are. Totally. The only time, like, we had a really good time grouping up as a duo was that time that they released that weird Halloween dungeon.
Oh, the Labyrinth.
Yeah, we went in and
That was
destroyed.
Pretty rad.
That was
Because it
way fun.
reminds me of Avalon City.
Yeah. Okay, we're monopolizing. Jason, what do you think of exploration in MMOs?
Well, I never really encountered it too much because, my MMO experience is so limited. The first one I really got into the most was Warcraft and didn't really, take a lot of time with exploration with that. It was too much on, content, got to get to max level. And then once I did get to max level, I was like, oh, what do I do? Because at the time I was like, well, I'm not going to give up my Friday or a Saturday to raid for 6 hours. So I never could commit to raid. So then I was like kind of done with the game. And then with like Star Wars, I mean, with the Old Republic, there's really not really much reward there. I mean, it's kind of cool to see some of the things you can see, but I don't know. I feel like the environment in that game isn't really that rewarding to mess around in.
See,
but
from you said World of Warcraft, like that game like bugged the hell out of me as far as exploration because there was tons of places like you'd be flying over like a mountainside or whatever on Griffin, and you'd see places and just like that they would design in, hey, look at this thing over here.
You can't get there.
Yeah.
You can't fucking get to it.
Or like how they had all the shit built for like the expansions that players found ways to get into, but it wasn't live content yet.
Well, eventually you got flying mounts and you could go see all of it. So that, yeah, cool.
Right.
But at the time, it just pissed me off.
Yeah. Well, one MMO that I did mess around a lot with was Champions Online. I kind of got into City of Heroes right towards not towards the very end, but towards way down towards the end of its life cycle. And my friend and I, it was Lucas, from Fluxtaposed, we were geeked about Champions because we had this whole supergroup backstory. We had these characters with the interwoven backstory, the supergroup, sidekick heroes. But I mean, in that game, you're given a travel ability, right out the gate. I mean, you can fly anywhere.
Oh, right.
So, you fly anywhere. You can like web sling. You can, you have all these crazy powers. So, but the
super jump, right? Or
yeah,
no, that's
super jump. Yep. And but you weren't really. Again, there wasn't really like any reward for wandering around, or you could just do it. I mean, you could just fly anywhere. It's kind of took some of the. I think there has to be like that challenge as a player a little bit for the exploration to kind of, for at least for me, to make it feel rewarding. So when I did finally get into Guild Wars 2, that by far, I think the most fun I had in that game. One of my friends had played it, probably right after launch because he hadn't played it in I don't know how long. And when he came in with me, like what's the main city there?
Oh, Lion's Arch.
Lion's Arch, like how after it had been destroyed,
and it was so sad.
And he hadn't been there since that happened, so he was like explaining to me all the differences. And then like the most fun I had with him is we went and did that crazy jumping puzzle sequence there in Lion's Arch where you like go into the waterfall and there's that It's like what? It's like half an hour. Yeah, the whole cavern thing. That's like
that's a long one. No, I like that. I like the jump. I like those really long jumping puzzles because it's challenging me, but I know there's a reward at the end, and I know it's you know what I mean. I know there's a point in doing that, so I don't mind that type of. I guess it's not really exploring though, is it?
But like the whole time though, I didn't think I was going to get like I'm not getting experience for that. I'm just going through this environment. I mean, and it's something I would never have found on my own, But I mean, I had more fun doing that than I've had just doing quests or something like that. But I will say with Guild Wars 2, just being able to. And maybe it's because I'm newer to the game and it's still that fresh thing. But compared to like when I was playing Elder Scrolls Online, like I found just wandering around in Guild Wars 2, like you were saying, Slurms, like just the environment that game has, it's fun to get lost in. Like just sometimes you're running around it with the way the water reflection looks and the horizon and everything. It's fun to just wander around and see what see what you can see. I guess I'm saying, but
it's a damn pretty game.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, I guess that was one of the things that surprised me too. With it's not a brand new game. It's been around for a little bit, but it still looks freaking fantastic. And
it's got style.
Yes,
there's a lot of rewards for exploring in Guild Wars 2, which I don't think there really are in many other games. Where Guild Wars 2, like, it's not experience, it's not anything tangible really, but they actually have hidden areas that you can just find if you can look them up on Delphi if you want, but. There's just little hidden areas that you can only find through exploring. There's no reason to go there other than it's really cool to see.
They point out a lot of the spots for you, but there are some areas of the game where it almost seems like, I don't know if I want to say it's the majority of them, but there's a good amount that are things as like a reminder of Guild Wars 1. Like parts of like areas in the game where, hey, there's these ruins over here that are actually from this other area that was in Guild Wars 1 that happened some, and some of those are actually pointed out via like points of interest or whatever. But
no, these ones aren't points of interest or like anything you're supposed to find for global exploration. Like, okay, but I mean, those are cool too.
Some are pointed out, some aren't.
Yeah,
but yeah,
cool.
That's my story.
So exploration, huh?
So, yeah. Yes, live it.
I have nothing to segue.
No, I was trying to think of a good way to play off of that. But what if you're new? I don't know.
What if you're new to this whole exploration idea?
I'm just going to jump into it. I have a friend, and he just got a gaming computer, gaming laptop, and he's never been able to play like anything until now because he's had such a really, really crappy computer. And so he downloaded Star Wars: The Old Republic. He's never played an MMO before that I know of, and so he messaged me. He's like, so is like evading doing anything? And I'm like, do you have an evade ability? What class are you? He's like, but moving like that doesn't seem to be affecting him shooting me. I'm like, oh no, it's tab. I'm like, no, that's tab targeting. And he's like, why? Like, it seems really stupid to just stand there and get shot in the face. And I'm like, I take that for granted because I just accept, like, well, it's tab target games. That's how, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think about it that much.
Doesn't matter where you go. He's going to hit you.
And I tried explaining it like, well, a lot of these games were kind of based on some of the D&D rules. So, but a lot of the rolls are happening behind the scenes in the computer. So you'll roll to see, how well your hit is. And you have a low chance to crit and a low chance to miss, depending on your skill and whatever ability you're trying to use. But just like in D&D, if you're a square here, the dude's still hitting you. Like it's those type of rules. It's he's going to hit you if he's in range. So it's just not turn-based. It's sped up because the computer's doing all the rolling in the background for you.
Real-time D&D.
So, yeah. But I'm like, if you want a more action-y game, you could play, like, Neverwinter or WildStar or even Guild Wars 2. You could dodge roll out of a lot of melee attacks and stuff. And but I explained to him, well, there is a point in strafing in PvP especially, and then also there's AoE effects that you totally want to always be avoiding. And, like, there are things you can avoid, just not the regular little pew-pews. But yeah, I guess in hindsight, it's probably silly to just stand there getting shot. But that's how it is, right?
You keep swinging a sword at me, and I don't care.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on mechanics that we take for granted, being veteran MMO players that like that? Like, or I guess that we would need more samples, huh? Just take that one. Just use that one.
Well, like going back to like Champions Online, that actually had a block mechanic.
Oh, right.
For its combat, and so I think it was like shift, and it would reduce damage if you actually, or I think if you timed it. I think you can even, if you timed it right, like when they hit, it would have a buff to the reduction, if I remember right, but I can't remember. It's been a long time since I played
DC Universe Online also has a block.
AoE area of effect. Sorry, we had someone asking for clarification. So, yeah. And any audio people who were having that same question in their head.
What do they keep talking about?
AoE. God, I don't know.
Age of Empires. What's that over here?
That's how does that in the
This is the MMO show.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Age of Empires, though, right? It's pretty good.
Adult only entertainment.
Wow.
Not letting my son listen to this anymore.
Oh, man.
So did I explain it right, though, tab targeting and the reasons behind it, or was I way off? I thought I had it right, but...
No, I think you got it.
I think
I think you did.
There you go. I'm just trying. I'm sitting here trying to think of other mechanics that don't make sense in an MMO.
I guess that's the one that's big, and I think that one doesn't make sense. I think tab targeting doesn't make sense in a sci-fi environment because of the shooting, the pew laser guns shooting you in the face.
Yeah.
That one you do probably need a more actiony combat system. And I explained to him like SWTOR is really not known for its combat. Really, it's more known for its story. Like its combat's never been touted as anything amazing, right?
No.
It's all story is their thing.
Well, yeah, SWTOR was like when it was first coming out, they were like the covering mechanics and stuff was like touted as, hey, look at this. This is new mechanics.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't end up being in anything.
I thought people were complaining that it was sluggish when it came out, actually. But anyway, yeah. But I think it made more sense like now that I'm playing EverQuest, and that's really what I don't know what like Ultima Online. I'm not really sure what they used or anything, but so EverQuest is my oldest experience as an MMO, but it made sense to me there simply because in that world, if you're a range, you're casting, so you must stand still in order to concentrate to cast magic. You know what I mean? So it made more sense. If you're aiming a bow, you're not going to be running while you aim the bow and shoot. Right. So it's
because you're going to hit somebody you like.
You're going to shoot yourself in the face.
But hey, if you are listening to this and you think it's something that, hey, that doesn't make sense, why do we do this in MMOs anymore? Tweet at us.
Yeah.
At the MMO Show.
And throw them in here once a show or whatever. Those would be good questions to do. But yeah, but it made more sense in older fantasy-based MMOs, I would think, rather than the sci-fi-based MMOs. Okay, we're done with that.
Totally.
You guys seem bored to tears, so.
I'm not crying yet.
To tears!
I'm cutting onions, actually. That's what those are from.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Well, then you have a board underneath those, right? Cutting board?
Yeah, of course.
You're bored to tears?
Yeah. Oh.
God damn it.
Engrave that, you dad humor motherfucker. So, speaking of Star Wars.
Wait, where?
We were talking about SWTOR.
Oh, we were. Okay. I was thinking about the onions. That's it. That's all I had.
I was going back to that. Speaking of Star Wars, Journey to the Force Awakens. Star Wars Aftermath releases Friday, September 4th, someone told me in the show notes.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was, but then somebody sent me a picture on Twitter that it was at Target, and it was on sale at Target for 30% off already.
Yeah. There's supposed to be... That's where original Jason, original flavor Jason is...
Original, wait, we don't even know which one was
OG Jason.
Yeah, that's where he is. He's out for Star Wars related stuff tonight. Yeah, he's out due to the new Star Wars toys going on sale on Force Friday, but they go on sale at midnight.
He needs to get the Nerf guns.
So they're at some store to buy toys right now, waiting in line, having that uber duper wait in line experience. They took my son
That'll be fun.
So yeah, they're probably having a really good time.
Are they drinking?
No, no, it's like a sober thing, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
They said something about tailgating the toys.
Oh, did they? Okay,
I thought
They got
Michigan
my
Steve said
kid.
that.
That'd be awesome. have a grill and a cooler. And
Oh, yeah.
just get done.
And then go buy some toys.
Yeah.
The little robot guy looks awesome though.
Yeah,
BB-8. Oh, BB-8?
Yeah, BB-8. Yeah. I said it wrong.
You did.
You're fine.
I did.
Gamorrean.
I did. I Gamorrean that mother. Holy crap. He's new. I don't have to know him yet. He's new. He could end up being a Jar Jar. I don't need to know him yet.
Hey,
True.
I am hoping that I do get my copy of Aftermath tomorrow. I got it as a birthday gift, so hopefully Amazon delivers it on time. And for those unfamiliar, Aftermath is the first... I guess it's the first novel that's really kicking off all this lead up into the new film. So this one takes place right after Return of the Jedi, and it's like the first official new canon of Disney Star Wars. So I think there's a trilogy of books if I remember right, and then there's a bunch of young adult novels. There's a 4-part comic book series called Shattered Empire that I think starts this month as well. I'm getting that as well.
So this is kicking off the whole next movie. Does the book start with the Force's alarm goes off?
Yes. It has to.
Yes.
I'm letting it go. I didn't say a
Are you?
word.
You
I
didn't
didn't
say
say
a
a word.
Okay, I won't say anything either. Because you know what the Force does in the next movie, right?
Oh, no. I'm just... Make it stop, Shannon.
Guys.
Just make it stop.
Guys, it's got an alarm.
Why do I encourage him?
I don't know. We're hitting snooze on that joke. And moving on. We're officially cheating on MMOs at this point.
All right,
Talking
so-
books
Now,
and Star Wars.
Jason can
and,
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have stuff in this category.
Yeah. So, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining the MMO show with no MMO topics.
Jason, if you're just tuning in,
I'm the worst MMO correspondent.
You're
But not my choice. I do like MMOs. It's just like for me, it's like it comes down to like who I'm playing with. Like when I was playing Warcraft, I was in a couple guilds, and then when I was in Star Wars, I was a part of a community that actually was a podcast kind of before I knew what a podcast was. But they covered all the stuff lead up to the show, so we had this big community for when the game launched. So that's always been how I've gotten into MMOs, and now I'm always jumping into an MMO so late. I haven't really been until I like half-ass things with multiplaying, and there's like another
hey guys, you hear about this Asheron's Call?
group I'm with. I haven't really been a part of anything, and my friends kind of go like they have ADD with games, so it's like I don't even buy something that they're playing because by the time
you don't mind
playing
us.
something else.
I think he's talking about us.
Yeah.
You might be talking about us.
At least you guys play free stuff sometimes, though.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what else we play? At least I play.
What do you play?
I play Splatoon.
Oh, you both. Okay, I'm just going to mute and drink my wine while you guys talk about
Steve,
Splatoon.
you're like so fresh.
I am the freshest. I just bought a whole new outfit yesterday. It's so good, but I'm so upset. I missed, because I was up in Michigan visiting and having a good time. I didn't realize that the Splat Fests in Splatoon, that's hard to say, they end Saturday?
Yeah, they start at like midnight Friday and end at midnight Saturday.
That's not long enough.
No.
They need to go through Sunday because I got home Sunday, and then like an hour after I got home, I was like, oh, I'm going to fire up Splatoon and participate in the Transformers Splatfest so that I can rep some Decepticons.
And then you were disappointed.
It didn't happen. I was very
crushed.
disappointed. Very.
I think I ended up playing till like 2 a.m. Friday night.
Really? Were you Autobots?
I was Decepticon.
Were you? Okay.
Oh, yeah. And then I had some downtime on Saturday, so I was able to hop in a few times, too.
Where I was more upset about than missing the Splatfest was that I saw pictures online. I don't know if you saw them, but apparently at PAX East that was going on the same week, they were giving out Splatoon-themed Autobot and Decepticon t-shirts.
Oh, Oh man,
Did you see them?
I didn't see them, so I'm assuming they're replicas of what the characters had in game.
Pretty much,
which are pretty sweet. So
they were basically just like a purple shirt with the white Decepticon logo, but then it had like a couple splats of ink on it.
Okay.
And then on the back, they had like the Splatoon squid logo.
Oh, okay.
And the same thing with the Autobots was a red one with a white,
okay.
I think it was white. So, but yeah, they were gorgeous. I wanted the Decepticon one so bad.
Splatfest, the best part about Splatfest is because, Splatoon has completely open matchmaking. So what's nice about when another region has a Splatfest or when you're in a Splatfest is like you only are, like for once I'm only playing against other North American players.
Oh,
because
right.
I tell you what, the Japanese players just stomp you, just crush you. It's horrible. But the Splatfest was fun. I got all the way up to Decepticon King.
Wow, good job.
So that means I had no life on Saturday.
Before we move on to other games, I have to know Splatoon weapon of choice.
Right now it is the 50. What is the 53? What's the 1 gallon? I can't remember. It's not the 96 gallon, but the
50
smaller
gal.
Yeah, the 50 gal. I like that so far. That's what I've been using the most. I like that and the zappers.
Oh yeah, the zappers are pretty good. They're a good, like, balanced weapon.
Or the dual squelcher's not too bad either. Has a nice range on it.
I'm probably odd. I like the bucket.
Oh, okay.
And I like the first paintbrush.
Ah, okay.
Still that one. I can't remember what the name of it is, but never really got a... I like the rollers are okay, but...
So you're not one of those people that swims around and then jumps up and one-shots people with the roller? It makes me very angry.
No, I'm not that guy. I'm the one that will swim up behind you and then pop out and just like in a frenzy, just splat the hell out of the back of your head with the paintbrush. And like, I just sit there and like jam on the trigger like mad. It's great.
Yeah.
It's more like, God, what's the word I'm looking for? You're feeling it when you're doing that. Like when you're using like a gun or something, you're holding down or you're pressing it once for the roller. But when you're using
the right trigger like crazy.
Yeah, when you're just going nuts with the paintbrush and just seeing like flail back and forth as fast as the animation will allow, that's the best. But lately I've been getting into the bucket because I like that it's got some range. It's like a 2-hit kill. It's pretty good. So
excellent. I will say that I would definitely not play nearly as much Splatoon as I have been if it wasn't for like Discord, because the group I found on that through Reddit has just been awesome to be a part of. So
we talked about a couple weeks ago. We talked about like out of game communication, and Discord was one of the ones we brought up. And I've been seeing you tweet about using Discord quite a bit for games.
There's probably there's 100 of us total on that, but there's probably 20 or 30 of us active at one time. So it's just nice to
holy crap! I can't get 4 people on ours.
It's just nice to be like, oh, there's people on my friends list. I'll jump in this random turf war with them. So it just makes it a lot more fun.
That's awesome. I wish we could get people on the Discord. A bit.
I'm on the Discord. That's all you need.
But
then I'm like, you and Jason are in the voice chat, and I'm always like, wonder what's going on in there. But I can't. I'm usually on at work, and I don't have a microphone or.
We're actually. It's just we have the app on our computer, so it's just always on.
Oh, it's just always on.
Yeah,
well, then I can't crash that party. Never mind.
Yeah. If you're in anyone in the if there was anyone in the Discord channel right now is probably hearing me right now because my mic's probably on in there. But no one's in there, so it's fine.
Okay.
But speaking of visitors, you had a visitor in a game that you've been playing.
I did. Let me pull that up. I wasn't ready.
Welcome back, by the way. You have to be ready at all times.
I didn't know. Nobody told me.
Hey, Shannon.
Yeah?
Time to talk about Clash of Clans.
Okay.
I'm letting you talk about Clash of Clans.
Tell us about cock, Shannon.
Let's tell you all about the cock. Okay. This weekend, there's a community event called the White Flag Event. And what that is, well, there's a whole YouTube explaining it and stuff, but you can, basically you take your okay, let me go back to the whole beginning.
Sure.
Okay. There's
an issue.
There's an issue with you know how you go in Clash of Clans, for those who don't know, you go in and you raid other people and you steal their gold and their elixir and stuff like that to build your base. Mm-hmm. And you only steal a portion of it. But anyway, when you either 1-star, 2-star, or 3-star somebody, you get these bonus gold or bonus elixir. That does not come from the enemy. That comes from Supercell, the company. Like, that's just generated into the economy. Well, people are saying, like the economy's kind of dried up right now. There's a lot of gold sinks, not a lot of creation of gold. So everyone's just stealing it back and forth at these higher levels. Yeah. So what they're going to do is call it the White Flag event. And they're going, all this weekend, the goal is to take the money from Supercell only. So what you do is you take your base, your town hall, you put it on the outside of all your stuff, you know, all your like little base that's protected by walls and all that, and you put it on the outside. You put a white flag out front, and then you put decorations all around it so that people could clearly see that it's not trapped.
Gotcha.
And it has to be at the edge, so someone could just put like a couple archers down and get your town hall. And then as soon as the town hall crumbles, you have to cancel the attack. You don't want to get any of their other resources because once you 1-star, when you get a town hall, you 1-star, regardless of how much percentage you've gotten.
Right.
Yeah. So you get a bonus from Supercell for getting that 1-star. So you're only taking gold from Supercell. And so the idea is for everyone to do that all the time. Just go ahead, play for 15 minutes where you're totally racking up these like town hall bonuses only. Yeah. And then log off for a minute to give someone the chance to attack you. Because if you're logged on, someone can't attack you. And so you want to like give somebody a chance to attack your base. Then you log in, and you'll have a shield on. You got to cancel your shield right away, and then you can play again. And it's basically like a community event that everyone's basically on the honor system to keep doing this all weekend, to keep generating all this coin and stuff for each other.
Is it working so far?
It hasn't started yet.
Okay.
On, let's see, September 5th and 6th only. They did.
Okay, couple days.
I already put my town hall on the outside and put my flag out and everything. And I've had quite a few people just take the town hall and leave already. So.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're doing it at a certain level. I forget the level. They're Crystal. Crystal is the Legion level. Like, I'm not there. Like, I only ever got into gold level status for trophies, so I've never been there. But even though I'm a lower level, I'm going to still try it in that range and see if there's people doing it. But they got quite a bit of buzz on this event already. And by the time people hear this podcast, it'll probably be over anyway. But I'll let you know how it went. We also had someone pop in to our clan, 40-year-old nerd, also known as R. Cooper Katie. He is one of the hosts of the Clash Files, which is a podcast for Clash of Clans. And and he popped in and warred with us a bit. And I felt really bad because we have the quietest clan in the world. I told him, I said, it's kind of good to know they're just quiet with everybody because I just kind of thought they hated me. Because the whole clan is like, it's like my one friend, his 2 kids, my kid. Well, my kid doesn't talk like on there at all. He just doesn't. And his kids don't. And Tony's not much of a talker either on there. And then it's my friend Paz, who's been on the show. And then all of his coworkers, which I appreciate. They're all in there. They're all active. They're all, no one complains or anything. There's no drama, but no one talks. It's crickets in there. So I felt really bad because he logs in. He's like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, good. I'm thinking, dude, you're only talking to me because these people are not going to talk.
Hanging out.
It's not that they're not friendly. It's just they're just quiet. They're just not there to chat. They want to play some Clash of Clans and they're done. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, big shout out to R. Cooper Katie. And if you, like me, like Clash of Clans, I'm not going to say cock because that would have been weird.
Oh, we already did.
we already did. I mean, why stop now?
Yeah. If you like Clash of Clans, check out their podcast, The Clash Files. It's really good. And they have 5 clans, under their umbrella of.
Oh, you're going to make a podcast called The Cock Files?
I'm not going to. No, I would call it clash holes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we talked about that. The clash holes. I don't know enough people. But Winnin recently started playing. So what? You're making fun of me. Fine, I'll quit talking about Clash of Clans. I'm sorry.
Clash Holes, a cock podcast.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I like it.
All right, what else are you guys cheating on? Anything else? I see
Jason?
Yeah, I've made a habit. Well, I'm trying to make a habit out of it. When I remember to promote it, there's someone that is very involved in podcasts and gaming, because I have this Twitter handle, Good for Gaming, and through that umbrella, I'm kind of connected to a bunch of other pretty similar shows on the old Twitterverse. So we got this quasi community on there. But he started up an Extra Life team for the Extra Life fundraiser that goes on in November.
Awesome.
And I did it previously a couple years ago, and then I thought about trying to do something just as Fluxtaposed. I was like, no, I'll join up with this team. So I think there's maybe like 20 of us on there right now. Tiny.cc/G4G is the quick link for it. But I think I'm going to try to make a habit of doing Shadowrun, specifically Shadowrun Dragonfall is kind of like the game I've been streaming to kind of promote that a little bit, and which is kind of weird because it's a very text heavy RPG.
Oh yeah.
And plus it's it's set in Berlin, so there's a lot of like German slang and like German named things. So I in my head I'm like, oh man, if anyone actually does show up when I'm playing this, it's hilarious because I am like speaking all the text and I'm trying to pronounce things, but slandering it horribly. But I had played there's 3 games now. There's Shadowrun Returns was the first one that I think came out. I want to say like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I think I have that one. I've not played it though.
Oh, I really love the campaign for it. And what's great with Shadowrun, there's a very nice community created campaigns and content that you can keep playing after you've gone through the original. And so all 3 of these have been kickstarted. Then there was Shadowrun Dragonfall, which is what I've heard is vastly superior to Returns, just with the mechanics and how the game runs. So I'm trying to get through that because I backed Shadowrun Hong Kong, which just came out, I want to say last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, and I want to play that, but I really want to get through Dragonfall first. So I've had what little time I've had, I've tried to throw at that, but it's kind of it's a tactical RPG. So sometimes you just got all this story segments you have to get through, and then you finally get to some combat, things like that. So it's kind of hard to break apart your playing into sections. It's just sometimes the way the game flows. But I really love it. It's like Blade Runner, for a setting. So
I think that's why I picked it up originally, but I don't know why I never fired it up. But I love the whole cyberpunk future.
Yeah, cyberpunk, just kind of dystopia, type of thing. So
I will have to fire that up sometime.
Yeah, it was. I really liked Dead Man's Switch. That was that's the name of that main campaign in Shadowrun Returns. It was a good playthrough. And we already talked about Splatoon, and then other than that, really, I did get a 3DS a few weeks ago for my birthday.
Nice, so happy birthday, belated.
Thank you. And
I already told you happy birthday, so I'm not telling you.
Yeah. And
I don't remember if I did or not on Twitter. So
I only have Star Fox 64 3D. And so I've been kind of deciding, what other games I want to get. So I downloaded the Bravely Default demo, and I barely played it at all. But trying to check it out because it's between that. Because I know if I paid the $40 for that game, I'm going to get hours of gameplay out of it. So it's kind of worth it. But it's between that and the Zelda game, Link Between Worlds for 3DS.
That is fantastic.
What I'm going between. But unfortunately, on the way drive home today, I found out that the brakes on my wife's Jeep are pretty much shot, so I'm paying for new brakes. So there goes the money that I was going to buy games with.
Damn.
So far this summer, we went from having the broken door to the broken window to the broken brakes on my car. Now broken brakes here. It's just good Lord, I hate cars.
Man, that stinks. I hope that the funds get replenished soon enough, and you'll get to enjoy some more 3DS games. But I have to recommend. Do you like baseball?
I will go to a game and watch it.
Doesn't matter.
But
play Rusty's Real Deal Baseball.
Oh, okay, I've heard this a little bit. I do like baseball games, but I don't like. I can't stand watching it.
I asked you a question that didn't matter. Because I don't like baseball. But Rusty's Real Deal Baseball is really good. It's just stupid fun. It's a lot of mini games involving baseball.
Okay. All right.
So it's really, really good. Check it out. I think it's free to download and start. And then like you have to... we've explained it back in the day on the Multiplaying podcast. You end up having to haggle.
I think I remember you talking about it.
The guy that runs the shop that's selling you these games. The whole setup is just bizarre, and I love that it's so bizarre. That you actually haggle with the guy to talk the price down and get the games for as cheap as you possibly can, which at some point it bottoms out, and I think the games end up being like $1.50, $2 a piece or whatever. But yeah, I dumped, I don't know, $5-6 in it at least, buying these games. I think I still got a couple bucks left sitting on the 3DS waiting to buy the next game, but I haven't decided which one. So I haven't been playing it too much lately, but check it out. It's worth at least download.
I'm not gonna.
Well, next time I'm up there, I'm bringing it, and you're gonna play it.
I'm not gonna like it.
I don't care.
Is it multiplayer?
I will be standing next to you while you're playing it, yelling, "Swing now!
Yes.
Swing it,
Coach!
I don't think I'm gonna like
Coach Slurms.
Love it. Jason's got it. I'll make him do it.
I would play it. I don't want to play it.
Anyway. You're gonna.
Not gonna.
I'll forget.
We have. Is it okay if I add to the show real quick?
I guess.
Just one thing, one real quick thing.
Depends on what it is.
We had a question from the crowd. JBJ Blaze wants to know, which camera view is y'all's favorite in an MMO? Or does it depend on the game? Third person, first person, or top-down isometric gameplay? Steve, you go first.
MMOs, always third person. Behind the back.
Yes.
I like to see my dude's ass.
Yeah.
I just...
Boggle.
For PvP purposes, I like to see if someone's sneaking up on me or anything, you know?
There's that, big time. But mine is more, I don't know, conceited, I guess. I like seeing the shit on my guy that I've worked so hard to get.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a big reason why I play MMOs in the first place, is that I like constantly evolving this character that started from nothing and getting him new gear, and seeing the gear on him is half the fun for me.
Now, because of that view, I prefer playing MMOs for that view for PvP purposes, and I'm not even when I'm not PvPing, it's just because I like, because of that, I feel more comfortable being in that view all the time in an MMO. But it has caused me to delete and re-roll characters because I just can't stand the way something looks.
Yeah.
Like, usually, mostly because it's the back, it's usually a hairstyle. Like, I'm like, oh, I can't look at this for 50 levels. I just can't. But you're already 15 in. I don't care. I gotta start over.
I've deleted and started over characters because of the way they run.
Oh, yeah.
Numerous times.
Certain races cannot play. And I don't care if they're the best at whatever it is I want to play. Not playing it. I'll play with a handicap. Can't do it.
It's not a big part. I was going to say it's a big part, but it is a part of the reason that I dislike short classes in MMOs, or short races, short races in MMOs, because a majority of the time they look like frickin' idiots when they run. So I don't like it.
That dance animation better be worth it,
I guess.
Yeah. Same thing, third person. I remember doing first person just once in a while, mess around. You're like, oh, let's get immersed. And you're like, this is stupid. At least for me, it wasn't. Like ESO, you had the first person animation. But like I feel like, especially if you're like a support class or something like that, it's like you can't see. You need the line of sight that you get, from being able to pull back with the camera and survey the battlefield,
Yeah, I can't think of a game that I prefer first person in, other than Minecraft, I guess. But that's you're forced. It's not really a choice.
Right. Well, first person shooters.
But I don't play those, so
I know you don't.
I know, but I don't have any experience with them really.
Right. I guess before we end, I do have a very weird thing about driving games.
Well, wait, I wasn't done with the question.
Well, too bad. I'm saying,
because I don't like isometric gameplay. It was a third part of that, except for certain styles of games, it's necessary. I think I don't like it from MMOs ever, but
isometric gameplay.
Yeah, I don't like it from MMOs at all. But I don't like it in I don't like Diablo 3 or anything like that. But Clash of Clans is totally that way. But I don't know how you would play it any other way because you're controlling a mob of people. Or I like Civ 5 is like that's. Got to be played that way. So there's certain games, their styles require you to play isometric, and it makes sense, and so I like that. And I don't know how else you would play those games, but
not sure.
Okay, fine. Go on with your driving game. Now. What? You're moving on.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, well, go ahead.
It was about the view.
All right, go ahead.
Because cars are I mean, Jason, do you play any driving games?
I have in the past. I haven't.
Do you prefer a in-car view or behind-car view so you can look at your car's ass?
I gotta look at that car. Sweet bumper, yo.
Yeah. I actually I prefer it if I can be in-car, but I don't like seeing the dash. I just like seeing the hood.
Like the hood ornament view?
Kind of. Well, I don't like being right on the tip of the hood. I like seeing the entire hood out front. Okay. Because, like, when I'm driving a car, my focused vision is typically across the hood out onto the street. I'm not really paying attention to the dash the entire time.
Right. No, I should dust mine if I'm going to look at it.
I think it was Virtua Racer. I think we had on the Sega Genesis that I would always race that in the first-person view because it was like, oh, look it, you can see the steering wheel and your hands are on it when you turn. Oh, my God, it's so immersive.
Graphics are never going to be better than this.
Look all this. Look how blocky these pixels are. This is the future.
Well, speaking of the future, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you or talk to you again next week. We won't see you unless you come over to our house. And then that's weird. We don't want you to do that.
I'm probably going to call the police if you come to my house.
Yeah, most likely.
Unless you're
Give them the mace.
Then I let you sleep on my couch.
Aww.
Yeah, you do.
We should talk about...
You let your cat come and lay on my chest 3 times in the middle of the night.
I don't know what to do about it. I can't lock him up. He needs to have access to his litter box. That's very important.
It's fine.
Slurm's chest is the litter box?
Yes.
You know...
Or Kelly.
You sit here and you're like, no, it's fine. And then as soon as you get home, you passively aggressively bring it up.
I don't know if it was too much passive. It was just straight up aggression.
You're just a turd. Anyway.
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
we didn't go to bed until like 1, and he woke me up at like 3:30. It's okay.
Okay, good.
I like that cat.
I'm glad it was okay.
I do like that cat.
Speaking of next week, when you come to watch us next week, don't do it on Thursday. Do it on Friday. Because we're switching back to Fridays because it's fall, and we always said we'd go back to Fridays in the fall. We only do Thursdays in the summer because weekends are crazy in the summer, and Fridays are always missed, and we always go on this hiatus. Fridays. Yeah, and it's always...
And you know what?
What?
I think it worked.
I think it did. It was like the first time we actually made it through a summer recording, consistently. So, So that's good. We'll see if we keep at it.
Yeah. And with that, until next Friday, get the fuck out of here. Said like a pro.
Fucking push to bed. Let's log off.
Show is in the can. Thanks for listening to the MMO Show. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to email.themmoshow@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and various other social media at The MMO Show, and visit our website at themmoshow.com. I don't know if I'm into this anymore.
Let's just cancel it.
Yeah.
This podcast is part of the Game and Entertainment Network. Visit tgenetwork.net to find the latest episodes from all our shows.